Hi, welcome to the second video of time value of money in the financial management subject. Today we are going to discuss the present value and future value of single cash flows. In the previous video we have already discussed the detailed concept of time value of money. Today we will see what happens to the present value and future value of single cash flows. Let's go to the first slide. What is the present value? Present value can be defined as the discounted value of a cash flow which is expected to occur in the future. To find the present value, we need to discount the future value with the help of a rate of return or discount rate. For example, a friend promises to pay you an amount of 10,000 after 1 year. But if you want to receive the 10,000 rupee, $10,000 that has been promised, you need to wait for 1 year. What if I want to receive it now? I don't want to wait for the 1 year. I want to receive it now. I have to convert this 10,000, which is the future value, because it is expected to occur after 1 year, into a present value. So if a promised amount is expected to be received in a future, in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years or 10 years, I can discount that at an appropriate rate of return to find the present value. So what about the discount rate? Which discount rate we should use? For example, the bank currently charges 10% per annum. For example, it might be lower, it might be higher. So I will discount the future value with the help of this discount rate. Present value of the single cash flow, as I have already said, the $10,000, that was a single cash flow. It will occur at the end of the year 1. So we need to find out the present value of the single cash flow. The formula is present value is future value multiplied by present value factor for R percentage for n number of years. In this case, R is the R percent, n is the number of years, that is 1. We can use the help of a present value table, present value factor table. We can calculate with the help of a financial calculator. You can also calculate the present value factor with a mathematical formula. You can also be able to calculate the present value factor with the help of Excel formula. The present value factor is calculated as 1 divided by 1 plus R percentage with the number of years. In this case, if we are using a 10% rate, then that will be 1.110 to the power 1. If your number of years is 2, the power will be 2. This formula is used and all the present value factors are presented in the present value factor table. This is also known as present value interest factor. The table can be found on the internet. The table, if you want, I can send to you directly with Excel formulas and Excel sheets and in the form of a PDF or a Word document. You can see if the rate of interest is 1% and period is 1, the present value factor is 0.9900. If presently the interest rate is 2%, this is the present value factor. If it is 12%, this is the present value factor. If we are using a 10% factor and number of years is 5, we will use this one. Fine. So in the next example, we will be using a 10% interest rate with 15 years table. The factor is 0.239. Let's go to the example. It says that a sum is expected to be received after 15 years, $50,000. After 15 years, rate of interest is 10%. With the help of the table, we find that the present value factor is 0.2374. Multiplying 50,000 into 0.2374, we find the value as 11,870. It is represented as follows. Present value is future value multiplied by present value factor for 10% for 15 years. 50,000 multiplied by 0.2374. This means if you are expected to receive 50,000 in 15 years, and now instead of that you want to receive the money now, the money has the present value of this. So this means at 0 year, the value is 1170, 870, and at 15 years, the value becomes 50,000. Rate of interest is 10%. You need to wait 15 years. This is present value. This is future value. This is the required rate of return. Fine. So that means whether receiving 11,870 now or 50,000 in 15 years, it's the same thing. You can either receive it now or you wait 15 years to receive it. This is the same thing. But you might need the fund now, so you might want to convert the future value into a present value. So what's the future value? Let's take, for example, say somebody is giving you 10,000 rupees or dollars right now, 0 year. But you don't need the money now. You want to invest it for 5 years. If you can invest it in a bank or a fixed deposit at the rate of 10%, what is the total amount that you expect to receive in 5 years? You don't know. We have to calculate. So that's the future value. Present value is that amount of money which you have now. Future value you need to calculate with this formula. Future value is present value multiplied by CVF, compounded value factor, for I rate of interest for n number of years. So present value is 10,000. Future value you need to calculate. R is given to be 10%. n is equal to 5. So let's go on to find what should be the value. This is the CVF or FVIF table, future value of interest factor or compounded value of factor table. We need to find 10% for 5 years. So this is the compounded value factor 1.611. So 10,000 multiplied by this. At the end of year, 0 year, 10,000. At 10% rate of interest, you need to invest it. It will get you 16110. So you can be satisfied with 10,000 now, or you might receive 16,110 after 5 years at 10% interest. If interest rate is changed, the value will be changed because the compounded value factor will be changed. The formula is present value 10,000, formula for the compounded value factor 1.10, because 10% is 0.10 to the power 5, and number of years is 5. So this is future value of a single cash flow because we have a single cash flow. If you have more than one cash flow, then the future value and present value of such cash flows will be differently calculated. We will discuss that in the next session, next time. Find the present value of a single cash flow. Another example, you see that you have deposited 55,650. You can take it as rupees or dollar. The interest is 15%, time period is 10 years. Our percentage is 15 and it's 10. So future value is CVF, R percentage N, R percentage is 0.15, N is 10. That comes to 4.045555. So total amount that you are expected to receive, if you invest a 55,650 amount which you have now for 10 years at 15% interest, the interest rate is very high, you will get 225,135.28, approximately 225135. So that is the compounded value or future value, which again I will summarize. 55650, which you have now invested at 15% for 10 years, it will become 225135 in 10 years time. So this is the future value or the sum of money that you are expected to receive if you stay invested for 10 years at a rate of interest of 15%. So this means as you go on to invest for a long period of time, your compounded value factor will only increase. Summary: your two formulas, PV of a single cash flow, you multiply FB is equal to FB multiplied by PVF for R percentage for N. Future value is equal to PV into CVF. So we need to use two tables. There are 4 tables in all. 4 tables. One is PVF, one is CVF, one is PVIFA, that we'll discuss and use in the next class, next lesson. One is FVIFA. This PVIF is also known as PVIF, and this is known as FVIF. So you can see this is PVIF, the next table will be FVIFA. The extra A is for annuity. Here also this is FVIF, this is a PIFA, this is for annuity. Annuity. But we have not discussed annuity, so I will not confuse you by saying anything about annuity. We will see what annuity means and how we are going to calculate the future value and present value if the cash flows are not single amounts, they are multiple amounts. So we need to have 4 tables. I have shown you 2 tables. 2 tables I will show in the next video. And if you want to download the table, here 1 table, 2 table, number 3, number 4, 4 tables in all. You can use the download link. If you are not able to download that from there in PDF, you can mail me, WhatsApp me, I can send you right away, and you would be able to use it immediately. Thank you so much. I hope you understood the cash flow concepts, future value and present value of cash flows. So please subscribe to the channel. You can mail me, WhatsApp me for additional questions, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.